tell us about The Shift,
Yeah,
which
The
is
Shift.
it's a science fiction film. Science fiction, right?
Science fiction. Not only
Marty-
that, it's a faith film. It comes from Angel Studios, who brought you Sound of Freedom, and the Shift is being promoted as the Book of Job, which it is. Stars Christopher Palaha. He plays Kevin Garner. He's a guy who lost everything, his job, his wealth during the market crash because he was working for Bear Stearns. And he's about, after getting laid off, he's about to start a life of alcoholism at a bar. And at this bar, a random woman walks up to him on a dare and tries to pick him up. And it just goes real awkward. But somehow the two find love, and they wind up later getting married and having a child. And then we find out that the child died from a kidnapping. And you don't see any of that. It's just the fact that he's no longer there, and that the marriage between Kevin and Molly has fallen apart. And at the lowest, Kevin is involved in a car crash, and he awakens only to find the benefactor, played by Neil McDonough, hovering over him. And what has just happened is the benefactor, or some might say is the devil, he has shifted Kevin to a different reality. And so this is where we get into a multiverse aspect of this. So this is a Christian faith-based multiverse movie. And he shifts him into a new reality and makes him an offer. He says, Kevin, I like to create chaos in the world. I've been shifting people from one reality to the next. I need help. And you're the guy to do it, because all the other Kevins have offered to do it. And then this Kevin, because I forgot to mention that Molly was a Christian, and he became a Christian. This Kevin decides that he's not going to do it. And he gets stranded in this dystopian reality where he's lost everything. Being shifted away, there's no Molly. There's no children. He is poor and destitute and on the run constantly because the benefactor has eyes everywhere. And so Kevin goes out and he in his little way, he helps as many people as he can along the way. He meets Gabriel, played by Sean Astin, and gives him, he writes down Bible verses and gives Gabriel those Bible verses. There's a guy, Russo, played by John Billingsley. He has this device that allows you to see into the other dimensions, where he ultimately finds Molly and wants to get back to her. And so, can he get back to Molly? Can he get back to life? I'm mixed on this movie. I think I like this movie in the end, and will recommend it. This movie is a Sunday sermon about the Book of Job. The theme behind it is when life becomes the most darkest and it feels like God is not there. Be patient, because God will come again. He will show up in his time and in his way, and in a way that you would never imagine that he can come out in this story. And so that's pretty much what the movie is. I would say the negative on this is the first half of the movie, where it's this whole science fiction story. It really needed to hit hard the fact that Kevin was a Christian, and that he had faith, and that the decisions he makes were based on his faith. And I think it rushed through that. So I didn't really pick that up until midway through the movie, that he was a man of strong faith. And it does take a while to exactly figure out what is happening, which I guess is on par for science fiction movies. I think where it succeeds is the ending, and it's the kind of the revelation of the whole theme, which is, like the Book of Job, when life gets dark, sometimes God is not seen, and the results of that, and the natural ending of that story, the ending of Job, basically. And so I'll give it, I'm not sure that this is going to convert the lost, but it definitely will speak to the choir, to the saved. So so I would definitely say that if my Christian friends like science fiction, this is a good movie to see. And if you're curious, definitely check it out. It's a good movie to see. If not, if for anything to support Angel Studios and what they're trying to do.
Right.
So there you go.
I mean, I like when science fiction deals in the realm of ideas more than
Mhm.
anything. I think that is then spectacle. We've seen, I mean, Marvel movies have just gotten boring. A lot of big spectacle Hollywood has gotten boring because they, rather than focus on character and ideas, they focus on spectacle
Mhm.
because they think that's what interests people.
Well,
But the point is,
that's
point is,
what the Marvels was. It was all spectacle.
yeah. And if you go back and you watch the better Marvel movies, some of the greatest scenes in those movies had zero special effects. It was about those characters and the stakes.
Mhm.
So those are the things I like. Let's go to your comments. And so you recommend The Shift?
I do. I do. It's again, it's definitely it's a Sunday sermon. And
Right.
so that should say what the audience for this movie is for.